So I use that as kind of a, what is the word I'm looking for? A guide. Oh my gosh. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jamie. This is video one of many, so don't come for me. My editing isn't great and I'll probably stumble a lot throughout the video, so I'll do my best to edit boring parts out. Today I just wanted to start by just doing a really simple purple look. Is kind of what I'm feeling right now. I do have really hooded eyes, so I can't do an extravagant look, but I do want to try to do something a little bit more in depth. Hopefully you guys like it, and definitely comment below if you guys have any other suggestions for me. Like I said, this is my first video, so I have some ideas, but I would definitely love to see what content you guys would like. Let's get started. So I already did my brows off camera. I used the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade Natural Brown, and then I just cleaned them up with my CoverGirl concealer. I don't know what shade. This is a little bit older, so it's rubbed off. I'm gonna actually go ahead and prime my lids with the Pore Filler by NYX. So I just put a little bit of it on the back of my hand. So I just use my finger to apply, and then I'll go under my eye as well. And we're ready. So I am gonna use this Top Beauty palette. I actually got this on Amazon. I love it because it has 48 different shades, and some of them are more neutral, some of them are more vibrant. You can play with this quite a bit. So I'm gonna stick between these three shades of purple right here. I'm actually gonna start with my Eco Tools brush. This is the large shadow brush. So I'm gonna use this nude color here. I just kind of set the primer with this. Now I'm gonna go in with a more precise brush just to kind of start giving my eye the shape that I want. So I'm gonna use this Eco Tools Accent Shadow Brush. So it is a smaller tip. I'm gonna use this brown right here. I'm gonna use this just to kind of give my eye the shape that I want. So with it being more hooded, I kind of have to fake my crease a little bit, but I just follow, like, you can kind of see the shadow of like where the end of my eyebrow is. So I use this as kind of a guide because it's already naturally there. And then I always want my eye look to end upwards. It looks like my eyes are more open. I just start just basically with shaping. And then I'm gonna bring this, the tip of this, straight in to under my brow. So I kind of like keep my lids tighter to just kind of create the overall shape, and then I open them regularly just to make sure that it looks the way that I want it to when it's a more relaxed eye. So I actually just do that on both eyes to start, and then I'll completely finish one eye and then move to the other. Comment down below if you have hooded eyes also. If you guys have any like tips or tricks or like do's and don'ts. I've just kind of experimented throughout the years of what works and what doesn't for my eyes. Everyone's a little different, which if you have more lid space, I definitely envy you, because like I said, I can't really do a ton of in-depth looks with the lid space that I have. Okay, so my eyes already look a little bit more open. We'll clean up the outer edges later with concealer. But then I'm going to take my Morphe M504, so it's just a blending brush, and then just this part here, I'm just gonna blend out. Next, I'm going to use, this is a Real Techniques brush. So it's technically a concealer brush, but it's Real Techniques 210. I'm going in with this just basic purple shade and just very lightly because it is super pigmented. But it does give me a lot more lid space to do it this way. Like, it doesn't make my eyes look dark and closed because I didn't fill my whole lid. I do try to stay up here, and then I follow the same shape. I'm going from the bottom of my brow down. And then I'll let my eye rest and then just kind of fill in so that it's more even. I'm going to take my Morphe brush again, the M504, and then just blend this out. And when I blend, I stop pretty much right here because I don't want to bring it all the way into my inner corner because then that also will close my eyes off. So I just want it to be as blended as possible. I don't want it to be a super sharp line. Take the accent shadow brush again, the one that I started with for the brown. I'm just going to take this darker, like this deeper purple right here, and then I'm just going to, right above my real eyelid, just shape it out. So it darkens that part, but it doesn't actually darken where my actual eyelid is. Again, I'm not bringing it all the way into my inner corner. I want to save all of this space for lighter colors so it brightens up my eye. Okay, so packed this on right above my actual crease, and then going back in with my faithful M504. And then it does, because it's darker out here, give the effect of like a winged liner, but I don't do liner because it takes up literally all lid space that I have showing. So I'm going to take this color here and put it on my lid, just right here where it's showing. I'm going to use that same accent shadow brush. I kind of use that and the Morphe as like a tool of all trades. So again, this Eco Tools accent brush. Just gonna wipe off the purple. And then let me use my, you guessed it, Morphe brush, and I'm just gonna blend just kind of where it looks harsher right here. I'm just gonna blend this and bring kind of like the outer corner in. I'm gonna do the same thing to this eye and we'll be back. Okay, so both eyes are finished. I did end up adding just a little bit more shimmer to each one so that it stood out a little bit more. And then before I do anything else, I am going to do my face. I use the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation plus concealer, and I am in the shade CN02. So before I start with that, I am going to use that pore filler that I put on the back of my hand. Primed. So I really like this because it has a pretty large, like, I don't know if you could tell what size it is, but it has a pretty big doe foot applicator. I like that I don't have to use, like, dump it out on my hand and then put it on, because I feel like you waste a lot of product that way because it does end up blending into your hand. So I always start with my cheeks because that's where the most of my acne is. So I always put more along my cheeks and my chin, and then I don't need as much on my forehead, so I just use my forehead to blend the color, basically, so it's not two different shades. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge. It has been cleaned, but it's just super stained, so. And then I'm going to blend this out. My sponge is a little damp. So I'm not going all the way up to the purple shadow. I'm going to use my concealer to cut that. And I know this looks super, like, it doesn't look like the correct color, but once I bronze up, it definitely does blend, and it does heat, you know, when your skin heats up, it does, I forget the word, but it does blend to your skin tone a little bit more. This is actually like the closest to perfect shade I've ever found in foundation, so shout out to the girl that helped me at Ulta. I don't know her name, but she was great. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Anastasia. I would show you the outside of this palette, but it's wrecked. So I'm gonna take my Anastasia contour palette. I do have the liquid one. I just don't really love liquid contour on my face because I do have so many like acne spots and like texture on my face that I think it brings them out. And I'm gonna use this foundation. It's like a foundation slash contour brush. So obviously I am a little bit more fair skinned, so I'm just gonna combine these two here, and then just like I faked my crease, I'm gonna give myself a little fake cheekbone. Same thing on this side. Just light strokes. I don't want it to be too harsh before I really figure out where I want it. So just go from the top of my ear down, kind of I guess towards like the corner of my mouth. And then once I figure out where I want it, I just darken this. Because my forehead's more square, I just kind of round it off. So I just go from like where my hairline is to the middle. Same on this side. And then I just kind of fill upwards. After that, I'm going to use this Eco Tools liner smudge brush. And I'm actually going to use this same shades combining on my contour, and use this just directly down my nose. And then I do a little ball at the end of my nose. And then I'm gonna use, I don't really have like a super small brush, so I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Stipple brush, and I'm just going to use that to blend this down the side of my nose. Always blend this down because you don't want it to go into the middle where you have it lighter. then take the brush and kind of squeeze it so that I can blend out the ball part here. Perfect. Then I'm going to use the same brush and just blend out my cheeks, and I'm blending it up into my hairline so it looks a little bit more natural. While I'm blending, comment down below, did Carole Baskin kill her husband? Because we all know the real answer. Going to take that same brush, the liner smudge brush that I use to contour the sides of my nose. Okay. And then I'm gonna go back in with my concealer. So I'm just going to put some more on the back of my hand. And then use my sponge. So I just pick up just a little bit on the tip of the sponge. And then I shape it. I'm actually going to take this concealer brush. It's the same one I used to clean up my brows. I'm going to use that. Get a little bit of concealer on one side of it. We're cute. I'm actually kind of impressing myself right now. So I'm just taking some of the concealer up to my forehead, blending it into the contour. I'm going to use the NYX matte bronzer. I don't know what the name of this brush is. It's another one of the Danielle brushes. I think I got this from Target, but it's just this brush here. I love to use this for my bronzer. And then I'm just gonna go over where I contoured. I might be aging myself, but whenever I'm working on one side, I tend to like do this with my lips or like move them the opposite way, and it reminds me of like MySpace era when we do those stupid poses. Anybody else, can you relate, or am I just super old? Now I'm going to take my Airspun. It's really weird because they keep it by the like nail polishes, I've realized. Not really sure what that is, but I just put a little bit into the lid. And then I like this Real Techniques brush because I use this side for like my like foundation, concealer, whatever. And then this flat side, I use this for my Airspun or for like my baking, whatever setting powder that day. So then I just put a little bit on here. So while everything's baking, I'm gonna do my under eye. I'm just gonna kind of combine the lighter two purple shades. bigger brush, so this is not the brush I wanted. I'm gonna use this Real Techniques, this soft blush brush. Just any clean brush, because you don't want to be wiping contour, obviously, all over your face if you just use this for contour. And we're good. Now I'm going to do my lashes. The Ardell 110 lashes. And I like these because I don't like a super dramatic lash, because then it takes away from my look since I only have so much of it showing. So it's kind of nice because these are buildable with mascara, so you can make them as dramatic as you want them. And I just use Duo Lash Gel like literally every other person on the planet. So then always first thing before I put on my lash glue, I fit them to make sure that they're the right size for my lashes. Same with the other side. So I'm going to put my lashes on and I will be right back. Okay, lashes are on. The glue is still drying, so you might see little gray spots, but
mind your business.
I did put a little bit of mascara on just to make them a little bit darker. So I did use the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. Is that right? Clump Crusher. So now I'm gonna finish up the look. I'm gonna take this Sonia Kashuk number 101 brush for my blush, and I'm using this Physicians Formula, what number is this? Blushing Rose blush. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with my I Love Revolution Chocolate Elixir Glow. So this is what the outside of the palette looks like, a little melting chocolate bar. And then these are the two shades. So this one's more like a top coat, I've realized, and this one's more like the actual highlight. Or at least that's how I use it. So I'm gonna use this, I believe this is actually an angled shadow brush, yeah, but I'm gonna use this brush for my highlight. And then I'm just starting with the pink shade. And then I just use this lighter shade here to go on top as like a finishing look. And you see how it really like amplifies it? Sometimes, especially with like a shimmery shade, using a brush just throws it everywhere. So using your finger can help you kind of pinpoint it exactly where you want it. And last but not least, we're going to do a lip. I don't know which one I want to use yet. So this shade is from Live Glam. And this is in this shade You Fancy. So I really love, like, if you see the diamonds, it's like diamonds and money signs. I've used this one, so it kind of rubbed off, but let's see. Like this one. Diamonds and money signs. Oh, actually, I'm gonna use this shade. That's perfect. It's a monthly subscription that I get, and you get 3 lippies a month. And then they also send you these, I think this is my favorite part. This is a lip scrub, but it comes and it looks like a pencil. Right before I put on a lippy, I can just do a quick exfoliation. Okay, and then I'm gonna use this LA Girl Ultimate lip liner. I don't know if that'll focus in this light. It's not gonna focus, but it is this like nude color, and then that's pretty much the same color as this, maybe a little bit darker. And then I'm just gonna use, and this is actually Royalty is the shade. lot of, not all of them, because they do send glosses as well, but a lot of their shades are matte. I don't know if I love this shade by itself. Let me try this one. This is Honey Bun. Oh, I love this shade. And I love that like every month like the top is different. So it looks a lot darker, but I'm just gonna do like the outer corner. I wanna leave the middle open. And just like a subtle ombre look. All right guys, so this is the final look. Forgive my skin, I know it's terrible, I'm working on it. But definitely comment down below, let me know what you think. Like I said, any suggestions that you have for future videos, definitely would appreciate. This is a pretty simple look, so it's nothing too crazy or too elegant. But I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss a post. Like I said, I'm in quarantine, so there's really nothing else I can do but make more videos. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.